Hello and how are you? My name is Mahindo Mubarak and I welcome you to another episode of learning how to create web applications or web dashboards using Laravel admin. So in today's video, we're going to resume from where we stopped at in the previous video. If you're not watching these videos, I recommend to come to my YouTube channel and then following these videos because I'm taking everything step by step. So this is where we are. So you can start from this video number 1, number 2, number 3. Then today's video is video number 4. So we're going to go straight and resume from how I stopped at in the previous video. And if you're already good in Laravel admin somewhere, you can still take it from here. But if you are still an amateur like here, you don't know anything about Laravel admin, I'd really recommend you to come to my YouTube channel and start from the first video, Laravel admin. So with that much said, let's not waste time. Let's go straight into our videos. As you know, we are following the documentation of Laravel admin and we have finished image uploading, a single image and multiple images. So today we're going to do relationships, and then after doing relationships, we'll proceed and take it from there. JSON fields, they're not so necessary. I'll leave that one. But let's go straight to what? To relationships. So we'll always do 40 minutes, but today we're going to do 15 minutes, and you can see our timer has started. So let's go straight into today's business. So as you can see, I have already started our project. That is Hotel Pro, the one that I've been using for demonstrating or for practicing. I've already started it, I've already served it, and you can see it is live on the server. I mean, it's already running. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to where it is. I'm going to visit the project. It is here on this default portal. So right now we're going to look at the linkage, relationship. So let's come here, stroke admin. I should be able to access our project. And if I put here admin, should be able to log in into our project. So admin 4321, I'm not sure. Must have changed the password again. Admin. Yeah, it is admin. So this is our project, you can see it. Okay. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the what? Let's go ahead and demonstrate the what? The form linkage. So I don't know whether we should make here menus, different menus where we practice different things. So when I share with you this source code, you can demonstrate all those things in different controllers. I think we should do that. I don't know. Maybe we do everything in the same video. The same controller. Let me see what is much more optimal. Writing many controllers can also be tiresome, but no problem. We are going to demonstrate everything maybe in different controllers. That will make much more sense, so that all the code should be separately. So right now we're going to do these relationships. So relationship help us to write different things. Form that have different form that have more than one relationships on what? On the same user interface. So this is an example, for example, one-to-one relationship that we've been doing, whereby you have a person who has a profile. So what you do, who has one profile, for example. So what you do, you first create relationship in their in their models, in their respective models. For example, you can come here to user and give it a relationship of of profile. Then after, you can go ahead and reference these profiles like this one in the names, okay? Like this, okay? So let me go ahead and demonstrate this so you can see how it makes sense. For example, I was trying to say that if this relation, for example, if a farmer, a user has a profile, and the profile is saved in a different database. So what you do, you create that relationship in the model like that, and then after you come and you reference to it like this. Okay, so this happens like when one form is having another things from another table in the same form, so like that. So then if you want to relate to them in the same, you can do it like this. All right, let me demonstrate so you can see how it makes more sense. So what we're going to do, we're going to create another controller, a different controller that we're going to use to demonstrate that. Let us say an example that each room, it has maybe its room profile separately, okay? Or let us say that each room, it has maybe its pricing, and the pricing as, I don't know how I can say it, I don't know how to do something that we can save data separately. Let's say, let me come and see here, we have buildings. Let me see if we can make much more sense of building. Okay, let's say, okay. Let us say that one building can have information of a landlord or the owner of that building separately. Or let's say that one building can have its own profile saved in a different table. Okay, in that scenario, for example, when you have users and these users have different profiles, so what you do, it's like profile being saved in different table. So what you're going to do, we're going to see how we can make that one building to use one-to-one relationship. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. What we're going to do, we're going to create another table that is separate for building profiles, for example, and then we see how we can link that table to this one, to this building, and use the same form without multiple forms. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come here and create another table. So we'll go to our important commands. I hope I have it here. Important commands here. I always save my important commands somewhere here. So from here, I'm going to create another migration called building profiles. Okay, building profiles. Okay, so let's say that each building will have its own profile. Or I say that maybe you have users and these users have their own profile. You can do something like that. So this building profile is going to be a separate table. Okay, so I'm going to run this. And I have another table. So I'll open the second terminal. So there are now two terminals. So in this terminal, I'm going to execute this command like this, and I'll have that one will create it successfully. Okay, so I'm going to create now here a column that is going to show the connection of this building profile with the real building. Okay, so we have now two tables. We have the table of buildings and then the table of building profiles. Now this building profile, it extends the building. Okay, so we're going to create a relationship that is going to link this one with the other one. So if you want to Laravel to create for you the table, the column of relationship, you just simply do a table and then you say has foreign, something like that. Has, is it foreign key, foreign ID like this, foreign ID, something like this. Okay. So after doing that, let's say like maybe a building has a constructor, so maybe this can be like a constructor, something like that. So it's just simply say foreign ID, and then after you go ahead here and put the class of the building if you already have a class. So you simply say building, and then you reference to it like this class. So Laravel will go ahead and relate for you these ones. Okay, so you can put constraining, you say constrained, then you say on delete cascade. So it means that if this building is deleted, it will do what? It will be, it will mean that when this building will be deleted, this, or the mother of this building will be deleted, even this parent, this child will also be deleted. That's how you do that. And then you can also put maybe on cascade delete, cascade update, something like that. Cascade update. So it means that if anything changes from the other side, this one also change. So that's what we call cascading. So those are the two things that I've added. But these are options. You can as well leave it like this. So here, in simple terms, this table will be created, and then there will be an ID that will be called an ID that will be it will be building ID. This whole logic will just add a building ID on this table. So what more things that we may need to record just for demonstration purposes to show that a building can have multiple profile that is saved in a different table. We can say, for example, string, and you can put maybe manufacturing here, maybe year build. Okay, year build. We can go ahead and put maybe the year when it was renovated. We can go and put maybe the building type, whether it's bungalow, what you can put there, maybe building style. These are suggestions from the AI tool that I'm using. Okay, so just put these two, these three, these two. Then maybe we can put architecture. I mean, like the one who built it. So I can just come here and put architecture. Architect, they call it what? Architect. The one who designed it. Architect, like that. Okay, so that can be enough for demonstration. Okay, so after doing that, maybe that can be enough for demonstration. You can put maybe more details. So I can just put details, like more details about this building. Okay. So after doing that, we're going to migrate so we can have this table. Okay, let's go ahead and migrate. So it will be PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so you can have this table up and running. They're saying it has failed. Why? Because hotel pro building profile constraint incorrectly constrained, something like that. So the constraint is a problem. Let me try to let me remove this update. Let me run it again. Cascade and update. So let's migrate again. Again, as they're saying, hotel pro constraint incorrectly formed. Okay, let's remove the constraints. Okay, say let's go ahead and run again. All right, let's remove the constraints. Sometimes they can disturb. Let's just put that relationship. I hope that right now it will work. So let's go ahead and run the project. Migrate. It's saying table building already exists. Oh, it already exists. It was built successfully, but the problem is it did not create the constraint. So if I come here to localhost and then I come to Hotel Pro, I should be able to do what? To find it there. Hotel Pro, which is here. So you don't expect such kind of errors anytime. So there should be building profiles, which is already here. So I can drop it. Let's go ahead and migrate afresh again. Say let's migrate. Everything should be fine. Yeah, it has migrated successfully. So if I come here to our table, you should be able to see the table profiles there. Okay, so after doing that, just one more column that was added here is the one of models building. Wait, think. ID4. Oh, I think that's the whole problem. It's supposed to be foreign ID4, not foreign ID. I think that's the whole problem. Let's drop it. Drop table. And let's remove the migration. Let's remove the last migration, otherwise it will not migrate again. I think it's this one. Right. It is foreign 4 and then put building guide. I think that's the whole problem. Yeah, it is now okay when the concept has added successfully. So if you come here to building profiles, you'll be able to see this column called building ID. Can you see this? Building ID. So that is the one that was added by putting foreign 4. Okay, so that's the whole problem. But just put foreign ID. So all right, after doing that, if you write foreign ID, it means that you have to specify yourself the naming. So here they've just added for us this one more column that will be used to reference the building. So doing that, let's go ahead and do what and create. Let's go ahead and create the building profile model. So I'll just simply come to our important commands here, and then I create a model that we're going to call building profile. So make sure that you use this nomenclature like this and then like this. So the name of the table will have plural, and then the table itself, so it's like this. Okay, this is create PHP artisan make model building profile, and the naming should be that exactly that kind of naming. There you see it there. Okay, whereby the tables are in plural, the models are in some case but not in plural. So I'm going to go ahead and run this command. So I'll go ahead and run this command to create for us our model. So if you come here, a model has been created successfully. So if you come here, you should be able to do what? To see our model. So after creating the model, now we're going to see how we can add maybe this profile on a what? On a building. So to keep our code separated, to avoid deleting the different code, because I will share with you this code so you can be able to follow along. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create here another menu, another code. So since we're going to use this building controller for demonstrating the next code, so I'm going just to duplicate this controller and use it for. I'm going to just duplicate the same one and use it for the next stuff. Okay, for the next demonstration. So let me first come here to menu and add another menu. I'm going to call it maybe forms. So this will be demonstrating things about forms. And then we go ahead and put here maybe an icon of forms, and then we put here default names. So I'll have there the form on top there. And then we go ahead and put a subtitle under form. I'm going to put what are we demonstrating? You're demonstrating one-to-one relationship, or you can just say relationships. So I'm going to demonstrate relationships, okay? And then I can put maybe a relevant icon. Do they have an icon here? No. I can put just relevant icon, and it is under forms. And then I can put maybe relationships, okay? Relationships. Okay, so you know I have not created this endpoint. So under form we have relationships. So I want the code just to be separate, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another controller. I'm just going to duplicate. So let me first put the other one that we had before, which was in which was buildings. Okay, it was already there. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate the controller. Okay, let's create a new controller for buildings, okay, that we're going to use for other demonstrations. So let's go ahead and create another controller for building. So I'll come here and come here and just say call building controller. Okay, this name was already taken. I can give it a different name, though it's going to use the exactly same one, same name. Okay, so I can call this one form. So I'm beginning the form because what the word forms all going to be in the same one, and then I'll call this one relationship controller, form relationships controller, something like that. But it is refreshing the same model of building. So let's go ahead and run this. I'll clear the screen and run it. Save the process, and then you can see this our controller. So I'll copy the controller and then I go to the routes and then I put this one here. So however, this is going to be a different name, so they should not overwrite the other. So and this name I've called it what? Relationships. So let me copy the name and I put it there. So I'm going to call it relationships. Like this. Sorry. Like this. It's not there yet. So I'll put here relationship like this. But it's almost the same controller, only the nomenclature or the name. But they are referencing the same one thing. So you see here? Then I can put here maybe the title, building, I say form relations. Okay, something like that. So if I come and refresh here, it should now be live. This is where we are. Okay. This is where we are. So if I come under forms, I come to relationships, I should be able to see that one, this one. Okay. So let us go ahead and look at the form side where I want to implement the one-to-many relationship. So just go ahead and maybe first clean these forms very fast. So I'll come here and go to the controller, it is this one, and then come to the form and change this one maybe to image, and then come here and change this text area to multiple image, and yeah, I think that's enough. And then this one will be like a kind of details. So if I come and refresh, you have a simple and clean form that is straightforward. All right, so after doing that, gallery, multiple image, one is this one. So after doing that, so the next thing we're going now to demonstrate the what? The relationship, okay? So they say that the first thing for one-to-one relationship, we first add this in the models, or the relationship, first add a relationship in the model. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in the model of the building and say one building has one profile. And then you can also then come to the building profile and say one building profile belongs to one it belongs to the building, not one building. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So we're going to just simply come to building profile here. So we're going to go to building first, this model. So we are now in the building, and then we just simply add here public function, function, you can call it building profile, building underscore profile. Okay, I have this AI plugin that is generating code for me, but I'll try to reduce it so I can explain everything. So after doing that, we open our bracket, and then we simply say that return this has one, then you put the class of building profile class like this. Okay, so it means that it will have only one building profile class like that. Then after doing that, we go to this building profile. We go to it, press Ctrl and click on it. So if you want to be able to press on something and press Ctrl and click on something, you need just have one plugin in your, one extension in your VS Code. It is called PHP Interface. So you can find it here. PHP interface, this one. So you have to add it in your VS Code if you want this one. PHP interface, this one. Intelligence, I don't know. Interface, may I call it interface, okay? If you add this one, you'll be able to import things, you'll be able to click on something and takes you straight to that model. So if you have to add it, it's good stuff. So after doing that, so I have to come here and say, so I have to go to building profile here, and then we declare that public function, and then you put another, you put a what? You put building, okay? Building. And then you open bracket, and then put curly bracket like this. So you just simply say return, this belongs to building, okay? So if you're not sure of the columns, you can go ahead and specify here the column like this, that's the second parameter. If your nomenclature is not working, make sure that you specify the column at the second parameter, just like I've done that. But it's optional if you follow the nomenclature that I'm using. So you can also come here and specify the column that is connecting these two. Of course, the column that is connecting these two is building ID. So in simple terms, I'm just simply saying that this building, it has a building profile and it is only one. Okay, this is how you do it. And then you say this building profile, it belongs to something called building, and you do it like this. Okay, so that's how you can connect this to the model. So now you know this, how these two are different forms. Now let's say that now you want to create a building and be able to achieve all these one in what? In one form. I mean to collect all this information in one form. So what we do, so we'll go to our what? We'll go now to our form relations, this one here, and then let me put here a divider. Okay, so if you want to put a divider, just simply put here divider like this, and then you can put maybe a title and say maybe building profile, or we can simply say bracket 1 to many. I mean 1 to 1 demonstration. Okay, so if you do like this, you'll get something like this. Okay, you'll be able to get something like this that divides and show this one. So under here, I'm going to now be able to demonstrate how we can connect the two forms. So let's say that when you're adding this form, we want to create at the same time the profile. And with the magic here, what you're trying to do is just to show that we want to save in the two different forms in the same time. So to do that, now let's see which other things we need in the profile. So I can come here to our table of profile. It is here, so the table of profile, okay? And then we can come here and put, I've just copied these names of the columns here, and then come and remove the ID created. I just remove here. So I don't need this one, will be handled by Laravel admin itself. I just need to add these fields, these ones, okay? So what we're going to do, we're just simply going to come here and after the divider, I didn't know this. This AI has suggested me the code that I even didn't know. Let us first do the one that Laravel admin knows, and then we can come back to this one. So Laravel admin, it just simply says that you can simply do like this to connect the two. Okay, to connect the two. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll comment this one for now, but we'll try it later to showing that you can just simply achieve all that like this. All right, so let us go ahead and put the year build. So the year build, I can just simply use this very one, and then I put it here after the divider. But the only difference here is that we have to show how these ones are coming from they're going in the different form. So to do that, you just use the one that you use, some that you use to link. So here, if you come to this building, use this to link, okay? Building profile. So you just simply come here and put building profile dot year build. So this one will know that this one, how it's going to what? In the different table. If you have done everything correctly like this. So you can put year build, You can put the building type. This one maybe can even be a drop down. And then building type will be building profile. Building profile dot building type like this. Okay, you can put the architecture. So this one can also be maybe drop down. Sorry. So the architecture, the architect, and then you can also put maybe building profile details. Okay, building profile details. Okay, so like this, Laravel admin will be able to save in more than one form. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that and see that. So I'll come here and come and refresh. You'll see we have this basic information about the building, and then we have this more information about the building, one-to-one relationship. So you should install this extension in your Google Chrome or in whatever browser you're using. Me, I'm using Brave. It is called Fill Faker, this one. So Fill Faker will help you to generate the dummy data for it will help you to generate the dummy data for your what? For your forms. Just simply come and search Fill Faker here and do what? And install it. Okay? It is available on Google Chrome. This one here. Okay? It is for free, but if you want the premium package, you can also buy it. So go ahead and install that Fill Faker. For me, I already have it. Okay? Install it and then pin it here. So it will help you not to practice things with simplicity, right? All right, so after doing that, so I'm going to come here and refresh, and then I'm going to fill these fields. So to fill these fields using Fill Faker, I just simply click on Fill Faker like this too, and everything will be filled with what? With David also much as so here they are built, it is there, the type of the room is there, and the architecture is there, and everything is there. So let's go ahead and try to submit. So I click on submit. I hope it will not crash. Beautiful. It did not crash. You see, this is the last field here. Can you see? This is the last field that has been built. That has been created. So if we come here, to the building type, can you see? We are able to get this more field. Can you see? So the Laravel admin was able to save in more than what? In more than one table. That's what you call a relationship. And let's say that, for example, I've come and modified. So if I come here and edit, and maybe modify and put maybe 2010. 2010 like this, 2010, and I submit. So Laravel admin will take care of coming and update this child table. It will not create a second record, but it will update the child record. So that is the whole point of what? Of relationship. So what I'm trying to say here is that you can save in more than one what? Even in more than one table using Laravel admin or using that relationship. So another way is so I hope you've got that point. So what else did I want to say? I wanted to try this suggestion from the AI tool that I'm using. So let me comment this because I didn't know it, but it showed me that you can as well use this something called embeds. This one, okay? You just put form, then you say embed, then you put building profile, and then you put maybe the title of this embedding, and then you put this information, something like that. Let's see how it works. So I'll come and try to edit. For example, this one that has some profile. Yeah, it works the same way. You can even see they put for even a section or a title for that section. Can you see? It's beautiful. And you can see the information has already come. And how do you do that? You just simply say form, then say embeds, and then you put the name, how you're linking the two, and then you put the profile like that. So you see, it's just the same. So you can use one of the two style that you do what that you want. You can either use this one of flat, or you can use this one of of what of embedding this form. Okay, so they are all the same. You achieve the same thing. But so the advantage of this one is that you don't need to repeat yourself again. Building what, building what, building what. Here we have to repeat ourselves. But this one we just simply put you put it outside this cover, and then you put things that are related to that one in that kind of bracket together. So you can see which one works for you and then keep doing that. So for example, these first forms, for them we do not have, for them we do not have what? We did not have the information of building profile, and you see it does not crash, but rather give us ability to do what? To add more information. So that is very beautiful. So you can go ahead and keep demonstrating, okay? So that is how we do the one-to-one relationship. So they say you can do the same even the other way around. Let's say that you have a place where you're going to enter the profiles of a building. So if you want to reference maybe to the building, you can just simply put maybe from that profile side, you reference it in the same way, okay? By just simply using those what? Using those dots. So you can try this for yourself. So I hope you've learned, okay, how to do one-to-one relationship. It is not very common, but in case you want it, that is how it is done. So we come here, one-to-many, and I think it's the last. Do you have many-to-many also? One-to-many, many-to-many. Yep. Okay, let's do one-to-many. Many-to-many can confuse you. Let's do one-to-many. I've already given you enough confusion. So let's do one-to-many. So one-to-many is a scenario, for example, the one that you're having, that one building can have many what? Can have many rooms, okay? You see, this is a room that belongs to a building. So, but this building, and so if you want to fill those rooms on the same form when you're adding a building, then you have to use one to what? One to many. So this is the relationship that we are on right now. Okay, one to many. One building has many rooms. So how do you do that? You do that by simply start creating. For example, here they are doing example that a painter can have many paintings. This is an example. So it is one painter can have many paintings. So you can also think in your own way, different scenarios where you can have one thing that belongs to many different things, okay? One student can have many classes, one class can have many subjects, one subject can have many teachers, one product can have many parameters, one product can have what? Can have many orders, something like this. One product can have many pictures, something like that. So that's what we mean by one to many. For example, what we're going to demonstrate right now is one building can have many rooms. So how can you do that? Oh, one building can have many customers, something like this. So let's demonstrate the one that we already have, whereby we have one room. One building can have many rooms. So what if you want to fill those rooms on the same form without having the different forms? So that's where you get that relationship becoming helpful. So as you're learning these things, don't just do and do exactly without thinking. Everything that I'm teaching you is very important. So before you do, you first think, how can I use these things in my real life, in the real life? Like, how can I implement these one things in the real world? Because if you don't do that, then you will not trigger your brain to think, and then you'll just simply learning, and you cannot implement it anywhere. So I'm going to show you how we can implement it, whereby we're going to have on the same form, you're going to fill many rooms. So to do that, what you do, you first create the relationship in the models. So let's go ahead and do that. So come to building, okay? So this is the building, okay? So we just simply come here and create a relationship. and say public function and say rooms. Okay, rooms. So I'm using plural because it is one building going to have many rooms. Okay, so I'm saying rooms. So my AI tool has already finished suggesting for me. So I can just simply say return this and say has many, okay, or has many, and then you simply put room and then put class and like this room and then class, and then if you want to specify what is linking the two, you can just simply put that on building ID, of course. So it means that one building can have many rooms like this. So I'm going to go to rooms and say one room belongs to what? To one building. So to do that, I'll just simply come here and just say public function and put here building an open bracket, and then come and say return one buildings belongs to building. So this is what in the room. I say one room, it belongs to building. And if I come here to building, I say it has rooms. So when it is plural, you put S. So it means that one building has many rooms and one room belongs to one building. Okay? So that's the what? That's the whole relationship. Now, after doing that, so the next thing is now we're going to do what? Now we're going to create the form. We're going to put the ability to add multiple rooms in using the same field. So to do this, the first thing that you do, you first put the things that you can fill, or the things that you can add in that you want to those things, the attributes that you want them to be filled when someone is adding multiple rooms on the same form, and those we call them fillables. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the thing that I want them to be filled, otherwise it will not work. So I'll come here to the rooms, and then I come and copy things that I want. Just copy the names of the column and then paste them there. So what you do, you just simply create here. A protected, you override, okay? It's protected, and then you put fillables like this, okay? Like this. So the AI tool has already done it for me. So it is protected fillable, and then in this fillable, you put the column that you want them to be filled for you, okay? So you want to put the column that you want them to be filled for you when this room is being created. I think this has already done it for me. So I just need the name, the price, the availability, the services, for example, and maybe the details, and maybe the room ID itself. Okay. So this one will give ability for Laravel admin to create batch rooms, or to create many rooms in the same form. So you have to put this one, just the names of the parameters, or the parameters in your table. So after doing that, now we're going to go ahead and put this room in the form. So to do that, I'll just simply come to our building. So in this building controller, so you come to building controller, form building controller. This for relationship. This one, the one that you're using to demonstrate the relationship. This one. And then you want here, when someone is adding a room, you should be able to do what? To add, when someone is adding a building, you should be able to add multiple rooms. So to do that, you just simply come and come here, after you've done what I've just told you, creating the relationships and putting the fillables. So I can come here and say maybe rooms, okay? Rooms, I say rooms is one to many. Yeah, I see this copilot has suggested for me the exact name. So if I press enter, I guess it will do for me the code. You see, it has done for me the code that I wanted to write. It's really beautiful. So you just simply put here has many, or you can put more many, and then you say rooms. So this rooms is this relationship, okay, that we're putting here. And then say rooms, and then you put here the title that you want them to be on top, and then you put here form, and then say nested form like this. There you see this one here. It's a function, and then open bracket. You can as well even remove this word. You can remove this word if you don't want it. You can as well, this one's accepted. And then you put there things that you want to be filled. Okay. So if I come here and refresh, you'll see I'll have this new button here. When I click on new, I have the information of adding what? Of adding a room. Let me go ahead and refresh, and explain everything again. Though Laravel admin had done it for me. Though Copilot has already done it for me. So just say form, and then you say, has many, or you can simply put morph many, like this, morph many, and then you open bracket. One morph many and has many, they mean the same, okay? But the simpler one is has many, like this. And then you go ahead and put the name of the relationship in your model, which is rooms, and then put comma, and then you put what you want the users to see. You can say maybe click new to add room, like this. Okay, then put comma, and then put now the function, and then you put here the form, and then you put the bracket, and then you put now parameter, or close the bracket and then put. So here you put things that you want to autofill. You want to collect when they're adding a room. So this is just a form like that one that we have in the room form here in the room control. I see this is exactly the same form. So I can just simply pick exact thing that are here, pick them here, and come and add them here. Okay. What else do you need? See, I don't need. I don't need all the building because it's the same building there. So just copy these ones, okay, and then come and put them here like this. So let me comment this one, okay. So, but it's exactly the same thing, okay. So like this, okay. So this will be about the rooms. So if I come here and refresh, so you see here we have click to add a room. So it means that someone now can add multiple rooms when they're adding a what. So I can go ahead and click here, new, to add a room. So I can have here the room number and and then I have here the price. So one thing that I've learned is that price, you can call it currency instead. I didn't know that. Price here, I can put currency, and maybe I put icon and put a $ icon, okay. So you put the currency. So what the whole point here? The whole point is that you can add multiple rooms on the same form, okay. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'll come and refresh, and I click on, I first feed in the basic information about the form. I use fake filler, and then after I click on new to add a room. So I can again use fake filler to feed in. You see, I click on new and I add more room. I click on new. So can you see the whole point here is on the same page I'm able to add multiple rooms in the same form. So let's first do what? Let's first go ahead and submit this and receive. So you see the year when it was built. So this is about the information, more profile about the information. So I can say maybe it's available. I put the price there. I put here the price. I put here the services offered. So services offered, maybe you can put maybe sauna and put something like that. Okay, so I go ahead and add multiple rooms on the same page. So let me go ahead and submit. So I can click on continue editing, so I can go on the same page and submit and see if it will be possible. Can you see it has successfully submitted? So it means that even if I want to edit maybe room or to edit a building, I just simply come to the building and then I click on edit. Okay, I come here and click on edit. On the same page, I will see ability to edit those rooms on the same page without that confusion of going to this controller and link the rooms. Like when you're designing your application or your systems, you can simply enable the users to add more things on the same page without them going again now like they did it before. Okay, so that is the power of relationship of has many. Like you can have many rooms or many things being added to the same thing using the same exact form. So even if you maybe these rooms are added separately, for example this one we already had some room there, you can just simply come here and edit. Still it will be, you'll achieve the same thing. Okay, so you can add more, like click on new, click on new, click on new. On the same form you're able to add more forms, more things on the same page. So it is that powerful and it is that important to have ability to add multiple things on the same page. So that makes it for today for relationships, and I'm going to publish this project on GitHub in the next class, so you can be able to access this code and use it for practicing. Otherwise, thank you for being part of these classes, and let's not give up until we finish our goal of learning Laravel admin. So go ahead and practice different scenarios, give yourself a challenge. For example, if you're making a school system, maybe you want to add streams, like a class has many streams. So when you're adding a stream to a class, try to do this like, can I add more using as many, other than creating a different controller for that. So this one just becomes irrelevant. It becomes relevant when the form maybe is big, the child form is too big, and also maybe the children's are too many. For example, if it is a class that has 200 students, or maybe let's say 50 students, okay? If it is maybe a class of a school that has 50 students and you want to add this one on the same form, so that will not be a good idea. It is possible, but not be a good idea. So challenge yourself and think differently of how you can make use of this and try it out. That's the best way of how you can learn. So let's meet in the next video, where we're going to proceed from here and look at other interesting things. And don't miss, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and do what? And enable that bell, so that when you post, you're able to get a notification. So see you in the next video, where we're going to go ahead and learn much more interesting things. Goodbye.